Hello and welcome to a Switzer CEO Masterclass. This is where we give CEOs of listed companies a chance to tell their stories. This is not a stock market recommendation, but purely an educational piece to hear from the key people who run the companies of Australia. And today we talk with George Karafotios, Chief Executive Officer at Wellness Life Limited. Welcome, George.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for having me today.
Great stuff, mate. Now, why don't you explain to people the story behind Wellness Life?
Yes, thank you, Peter. Look, Wellness Life listed on the ASX on the 15th of July this year. While it's a new listing, the business has been established for a very long period of time. And what we want to do is become an innovative health and wellness company focused on producing innovative health and wellness solutions to meet customer needs. And what that means is that our company's got a history of producing innovative health and wellness products and brands to meet future customer trends and needs. And what's really exciting for us is the team that we've assembled here at Wellness is very experienced in this field. And one of our key appointments being Zach Bozanowski. He's got a 35 years experience in the FMCG space and was one of the co-founders of Voost Vitamins, which is a bit of an interesting story. He developed a new product in 2013 under the Voost brand, which was going to take on one of Berocca. And in a short period of 7 years, he managed to take a huge market share off Berocca and eventually sold that brand to Procter & Gamble. And what we want to do is continue that trend, and we are continuing that trend at Wellness. We've just got a really, really exciting joint venture announced this week with Chemist Warehouse that we've just launched Australia's first soft gel liquid paracetamol range under the Wagner Liquidgesics brand. So that's what we want to do moving forward. And what's really exciting for us is that we have really high level relationship with all the key distributors here in Australia, including Chemist Warehouse, API, Woolworths and Coles. So that puts us in a very good position where it gives us the confidence that when we develop a product for the market, we're actually going to be able to arrange that product and commercialize it, which is, most of the battle in a lot of other companies that try to play in this field. That joint venture with Chemist Warehouse is really substantial for the company because it gives us high level contact with senior management within the Chemist Warehouse network. So when we develop a new product, we actually go to the retailer first and actually discuss it and make sure that product, one, suits the retailer's needs and the consumer's needs before we actually commercialize it. So we're actually able to play around with the product with retailers' recommendations. So when we do actually produce it, we actually have guaranteed ranging on shelf. And more importantly, we have the infrastructure behind that to make sure not only does it sit on shelf, but comes off shelves onto the consumer's basket. And this model also led us to run in an efficient capital light manner as well. So we'd actually never actually produce a product without having distribution first secured. And there's another 2 exciting brands being launched in the first quarter of this financial year. Again, the product has not been produced, but we've actually received purchase orders for that product.
Okay. So you probably covered a bit of this already, but what do you think makes you different from your competitors?
What makes us different from our competitors is there's 2 key words for me, is agile and innovation. We have, like I said, an experienced team internally that allows us to innovate in an efficient manner, new products. And what we mean by that is that we're actually looking forward and seeing what the future customer trends are and actually developing new products to meet those customer trends. And with our extensive contacts, especially on the manufacturing side, we're able to quickly develop and manufacture that product and be, in a lot of cases, first to market, which is really, really crucial in this health and wellness space. So I think that agility to be able to take an idea, develop that idea and present it to the retailers. And then when the retailers say, yes, we like it, our ability to manufacture that product in an efficient and timely manner to bring it to market is one of our very, very big advantages over a lot of other players in this space. Look, there are a lot of competitors in this space, and there's a lot of great products that are being innovated on a daily basis. But without that relationship with the retailers, it's very hard for any of these companies to actually commercialize that product. Now, I can tell you, we've been presented with a lot of great products from other companies who are trying to use our infrastructure and expertise to assist them to bring their idea to market. So that's one of our big advantages. The other big advantage for our business is the diversified revenue stream we have within the business. And that is, not only do we have our own brands and products that we sell in the market, because we're a credible and established player, we actually have a lot of contract manufacturing work as well. So for instance, the Wagner Liquid G6 brand that's been launched, that we announced this week, we're actually taking that same product and manufacturing it for another large Australian pharmaceutical company. So they've seen that we've got a very unique product and want to take advantage of that. And so they've put a very substantial order for that particular product to put onto their own brand, which is great for us because it actually, the more awareness that customers have about this product, the more increased sales that we have for our own brand. And we're actually talking to another large international pharmaceutical company for that same product for a international distribution agreement that's hopefully not too far away as well. So that's one side of the business. The other part is that we actually provide our services, our sales and marketing as a service to other brands and companies. So we represent a large French company called Compeed to secure them sales and distribution here in Australia. So that's a very lucrative revenue stream for the company. And another example of that is our agreement with a US-based company for their Simply 7 brand. Again, they pay us for our marketing services and sales services to secure sales and distribution within the Australian network. And the last part of the revenue stream is some joint ventures and licensing agreements that we currently have, and also potentially looking at expanding that part of the business. So obviously the relationship with Chemist Warehouse, with the Wagner Liquid G6, that joint venture is really profitable for the company, because the biggest expense for any health and wellness company is marketing and distribution cost. We're under this arrangement. We actually manufacture and package the product. We deliver it to Chemist Warehouse, and they are purely responsible for the sales and marketing of that product. So it's a very low risk joint venture for us. It's a great revenue generator and it gives us high profitability for the business. And with that, the market knows of our expertise in that field. So there are some other joint ventures and licensing agreement that we're currently looking at, and some really exciting brands and products that we're hopefully to announce in the not too distant future as well.
Okay, so you've kind of explained to us the structural advantage that you bring to the market, and way it can pivot into all different sort of products. What do you think is the best example of an innovative product that you actually have brought to market?
That's a good question, Pete. And I think it's very topical because we only announced it this week. So you look at the Wagner Liquid G6 brand that's just been launched. Well, it will be on shelf in September. We've just finished manufacturing it, that product. Again, we manufactured that after we received the purchase orders, and the first purchase order for that product was circa $1 million. So that's the initial opening order, and we expect further future orders to come in the future. But looking at that product, what happened? The team here at Wellnex identified very early on there was sort of a pill fatigue in consumers. So people wanted a new way to take paracetamol in this case. And also there was, with people, consumers were looking for a better solution in the way the paracetamol worked. So the team here at Wellnex developed a liquid analgesic soft gel, which basically means it's a liquid paracetamol in a soft gel capsule. We took that idea and ran it through our retailers, our distributors, through Chemist Warehouse, API, and Coles and Woolworths and so forth. And that idea, the retailers loved. And Chemist Warehouse then approached us about somehow working together on this particular product and how that relationship could work. And that's thus was the formation of the joint venture with Chemist Warehouse. So again, and they could see the advantages of that product. People are overtaking pills, and they want a better way and a faster, want a product that works faster to relieve to get pain relief. But what's really exciting about that is that under that product, again, we've got the contract manufacturing, but also we're going to be doing some other brand product to enter into markets that enter into other distributors outside of Chemist Warehouse. And we are developing a new brand that use that same product for other retailers. So that's really, really exciting. And it just shows, again, retailers and consumers are really hungry for new innovative products and are looking at new opportunities. And the other important thing I must say is when you do deliver new innovative products in this space, there is higher margins involved, which actually is great for the retailers. They get really excited about that. And also for us as a brand company, we are getting higher margins than just developing another paracetamol tablet as such, which is going up against all the home brands and Panadol obviously being the biggest in that space.
How has COVID-19 impacted you and the business?
COVID-19. So if you look at our financial results last year, the business grew by 30%. I believe the growth would have been closer to 50-55% if it wasn't for the COVID lockdowns that nationally that happened last year, and unfortunately are happening currently. But I think in the medium term, it's actually going to be a benefit for us. The growth in this market is accelerating at an increasing speed. Consumers now have put health and wellness in first of mind. I mean, everyone that we're talking about is about health and wellness, and how do we become healthy? If we do get COVID, what is it going to do to us? And so it's actually the awareness of health and wellness products has accelerated due to COVID, and we're going to see, I think, continued acceleration of the health and wellness space. And it's very interesting, Peter. I mean, there's a supermarket that's just opened up next to us in our office, Woolworths, and normally you'd have half an aisle of health and wellness products. Well, they've allocated 2 full shelf rows to different health and wellness products. I mean, that's just a perfect example of where retailers are seeing that part of the market is going and what they want to capture a larger part of it. Obviously, Chemist Warehouse are the dominant player in that space, and they've done a great job. And I think you'll see some other retailers becoming very aggressive, looking for new products to sort of, establish their presence in this space.
Yeah, okay. One final one, mate.
Yep.
What are your future growth plans? You've clearly touched on a lot of potential, but what's the growth going to look like?
The growth is going to look. We've been going at around 30% year on year on revenue, and we continue to estimate that to continue on our current business operations. But where we're going to see a lot of growth is from us is expansion of our brand offerings. So there are 2 new exciting brands being launched in the first quarter of this financial year, being Australia's first vitamin gummy range and an energy gummy and effervescent. And we're going to continue to expand our product offering under our existing brands and also bringing new brands to market. We're also looking at expanding our joint venture and contract manufacturing agreements that we have currently. You will see an expansion of products under that joint venture with Chemist Warehouse, and there are some exciting potential joint ventures happening, especially in the CBD space, which is one thing that we're going to be attacking very, very heavily in the not too distant future. And that's more against the TGA registered medicinal products in the CBD space, which is becoming more and more open here in Australia. The other part of the business that we're looking at expanding is also the way we provide our services to other brands and products to achieve distribution and sales here in Australia. One of the benefits of listing on the ASX as under Wellnex is the exposure we're getting and the amount of inquiries that we're getting as a business looking for opportunities to work with us has exploded, and it's really, really exciting. And we're in a very, very good position to take advantage of the growing opportunities in the market.
Well, George, it's an interesting story, and wish you a lot of luck in the future. Thanks for joining us on the CEO Masterclass.
Thank you, Peter, for having me today.